Okay friends, now we have this cover for the a la carte menu. Let's see what all is there in this table setup. On the extreme right, we have a glass for water, a highball glass. On the right itself, we have a fish knife, a cloth napkin, napkin fold, bishop's cap or the bishop's mitre. On the left, we have a fish fork. Again on the left, we have this quarter plate, side plate or BNB plate with a BNB knife, along with the other table essentials like the budwas and the cruet set. Some changes can be there in this menu. For example, in this cover we are using a flat bottom glass. In some cases you may find a stem glass to be used for the service of the water. In some cases you may also find a base plate or a charger or a show plate there in the center of the cover and a napkin fold placed on that. This was all about how to set up the table for the a la carte menu. Okay friends, this is how the table is laid down for a table d'hôte menu. Now we'll see what all is there in this table setup. On the extreme right, we have a glass for water. In this case, it is a highball glass. And we also have a wine glass. We can have more number of wine glasses in the cover setup, but if they are there has to be a sequence. First, a glass for sparkling wine, then a glass for white wine, then a glass for red wine. They can be kept diagonally like this, or like this also. It depends on the place which is available on the table. Now we come to this part of the cover, and on the extreme right we have a soup spoon for the soup course. Next to soup spoon we have a fish knife for the starter, and to pair with the fish knife, on the left we have a fish fork. Again back to the right, next to fish knife we have a joint knife for the main course, and to pair with the joint knife, on the left we have a joint fork. I would like to tell you here that I am only using the all-purpose knives and spoons and forks, right? But I am telling you that what is the exact flatware or the piece of cutlery which should be there on the cover. In the center we may or may not have a base plate or a show plate or a charger, but whether it is there or not, we should have a cloth napkin, a napkin fold properly folded in the center. In this case we have a bishop's cap or the bishop's mitre. On the left of the cover we have a quarter plate or the side plate or the BNB plate along with a BNB knife. On top of the cover we have a dessert fork and a dessert spoon. The fork is there closer to the plate, and on top of it we have the dessert spoon. Now this is a pair, a combination which is known as a sweet indicator. Whenever this thing is there in the cover, it indicates that yes, there is a dessert course also, or something sweet is also going to be served in the menu. Apart from the cover, we have the other essentials on the table like the budwas and the cruet set. Okay friends, we have just seen how to do the table setup for the a la carte menu and the table d'hôte menu. Now when we do the table setup, we need to remember certain things. For example, quarter plate is always there on the left hand side of the cover. All forks on the left hand side. All knives and spoons on the right hand side. This is the usual placement we should do, but then there are certain exceptions also. For example, in case of the omelette, we can have a fork on the right, or we can have two forks on both the sides. In case of a spaghetti also, we can have a fork on the right hand side. So these are some exceptions, but otherwise quarter plate on the left, forks on the left, knives and spoons on the right, and all cups and glasswares on the right hand side. This is usually the placement of the crockery in the cutlery on the table. Another important thing which we should consider while laying out a table, that the cutlery and the flatware is laid down from out to in. Always from out to in, never vice versa. First course, next course, next course, next course, like this. So we'll start with the first course at the extreme left and right, and then we'll come closer to the full plate as the courses moves on. For example, if we have a 3-course menu, we have a soup, we have a fish and the main course. In that case, we'll have the soup spoon on the extreme right, the fish knife, then the joint knife. So this way we should always lay down the cover from out to in, not the vice versa. Okay guys, this is all for today's video.